Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Thorn Rose and we are doing our third installment of the Mabinogi series. And we're still going through all the tutorials, but today we're going to be going through rebirthing and the actual classes. So it'll actually be a little bit more interesting than the past ones because we're actually going to be showing the magic class and the archery class and all that stuff as we're going through. And I think that this one should be pretty fun, and then at the end I will choose the class of my character. So let's go. Woohoo. Talking to Duncan again, and he's telling me I need to go talk to Tin and use the little crystal here. Yep, let's get this started. And here's Tin again. He's kind of explaining how we're back at the zone of beginning and how there are different classes that you get to choose. And you can't swap them between, the talents is what they're calling it, can be swapped between, but it's best to stick with a single skill set, get all those trained up, and then swap, because then you get all the stats from it as well. And it's talking about how you can be a bard, playing tunes in the town square, a warrior, an archer, a gunner, a magician, and an alchemist, just to name a few. And then it talks about how you can grow your stats and things to get even better, because there are certain life skills and things that can help with that as well. And we'll get into all that complicated stuff. And each race does have pros and cons, such as the elf race is not able to use lances, where the human race is. And the giants, I don't believe, can use bows. Is there anything the humans can't use? Okay, if you want to be able to use all the skills, choose a human. Except for the race-specific ones? Okay. Overall skill sets you're able to use. There are specific skills in a couple of sets that you can't use, because I think there's like a stomping one for giants and Mirage Missile, which is an archery one for elves. But other than that, the human has the best to use pretty much everything except for a couple of things, which are race specific. But I'm going to stick with an elf character, but I may, as I said in the future, train a human and giant character just to show you how they play and how they work, and maybe show you the land set and the stomp and just different stuff like that, because I've never played a giant character, so it might be fun to see actually how they work, and I've never played a human character really, so because I normally stick with elves. And this will be the first time I'm really playing a male character, so because Mew Mew is a male. I did that by mistake, but oh well, we're gonna stick with it. Alright. That's just showing you all this stuff. And if you don't want to go through this, if you already know kind of what the skill set you want is, like let's say you want to just do a warrior basic close combat stuff, just stick with that, which is basically what you've already learned through the tutorial already. You can talk to Tin and you can do close combat. But let's say you're a little bit more curious and you want to know what this game has to offer. So we have the close combat guide, magic talent guide, archery guide, battle alchemist guide, martial arts guide, bard or music talent guide, puppetry talent guide, which is one of my favorite talents, lance combat talent guide, gunslinging guide, and the ninja guide, as well as all these little dummies and foxes that are wandering around in this area. Alright, so I'm just going to start with the one that I can't do, because like if I talk to this guy right here, he's like lance combat talent, yeah. And it just talks about how you have to keep your distance. Kind of like if you're watching the two people on the horses, the jousting. Actually, can elves do jousting? Okay, they can do jousting, but the lance talent is kind of like jousting, where you have to be far enough away and actually point the weapon and everything, and you're not able to do that as an elf, because he's going to tell me. Let's see, once our conversation ends, you'll be able to start playing. Wait, what? Oh, here we go. See, I'm not able to do that because my character is an elf. And once you decide on your race in this game, you're not able to change it. So unlike gender, you can't change it week to week. You actually have to stick with that. If you choose giant, you're a giant unless you are either given a different, or unless you're given a like a play card, or you buy a card, and then you just get a new character. So if you want to specify in the lance combat, choose a human or I think a giant, because elves can't use it. Alright, so now that we've gone through that one, let us go to the ones that we can actually do. As my camera just kind of forgets that I'm here. Alright, let's stick with close combat. We kind of know that one already because that's what we've gone through basics, but let's just go with it. And we can go task mode. And I need to slide this over a little bit so I can actually push the keys. Alright, and get sword. And then you push F2. And you go boom. Boom. And I failed because I pushed the wrong button. Alright, let's try F2 again. Boom. Boom. And I didn't get him on the ground, so I'm sucking at this. I can't get him on the ground. Okay, let's try it on one of the little foxes. Okay, let's try another dummy because this ain't working. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And then... And it just kind of shows you the basics of it again for that one. And it's pretty fun. It's close combat, swords, and it helps with your critical hit and stuff. And alright, let's go to magic. And it's going to be showing you ice bolts, and you can get a wand or a staff. A staff. And F1. And actually, in the future, once you have this skill trained, you're able to have, I think, up to 5 bolts instead of just the 1. But since we're just doing the basics, and I might actually see what other spells you get if you proceed. Okay, it's like not sticking with ice magic. And it looks like you freeze. Yeah, it looks like you freeze the dummy. Okay, so that's the basics of that. Alright, now let's do archery, which is usually the skill class that I choose the most. Just because that's the one I decided to go with, and kind of stuck with throughout my entire gameplay. So. Got a bow, got some arrows, and we're gonna shoot at this guy over here. This one does take a little bit more waiting because you actually have to aim it. And you usually have about 5 to 10 second waiting time. But if you can handle the waiting time, it's not bad. And so you have to re-aim if you change your enemy target. And since it's kind of a basic thing, I'll be showing you those skills too, probably in the future. So I'm just going to stop. Alright, Battle Alchemy. Let's see. Oh, I need to give her my weapon back. Don't shoot your guide. She's here to help you. Don't kill her. Alright, now we're going to go to Alchemist. And this one actually comes in handy with Battle Alchemy. You actually are able to make walls and things to protect your character if you in earlier levels and things. If you choose to do this skill and have it all trained up, the walls are actually pretty decent as protection against some monsters. But I think you can only summon them in shadow missions. Water, wind. Let's see what the next set is. Okay, this one should be pretty cool. I'm not sure what this skill is. Okay, so it's dirt. You just flung dirt at your enemy. And flamethrower! Yay! Oops. I do like the flamethrowing skill because that actually continues burning for a little bit instead of just this. So you can actually get more hit points off the enemy if your enemy has a lot of hit points. So that's that. Alright, martial arts I really am not very good at. When I was filming this tutorial before, I actually realized how to do it better. And I've only done like part of the quest line to get martial arts. So I don't know very much about this one, and so it's a skill set that I'm not completely comfortable with. But I think when I do a giant character, I'll probably focus on this skill set because I think that giants are supposed to be really good with it. Or at least they seem to be, especially since your guide is a giant. But let's see. Get your little brass knuckles or beginner spiked knuckles. So you can go. Where's the dummies? Okay, there's the dummies. Yes! Oh. Now you're failing me. F1, F1, F1. Computer hates me. Yay! I was able to do it! Because my computer wasn't wanting to register properly. There we go. And that's just basic martial arts. So we're gonna move on to the next one. So I'm trying to minorly keep this pretty short just because there's a lot to learn here. And so, alright, musical talent. This one's pretty amusing. This one's more of a buffer talent. You put enemies to sleep, You can help people harvest faster. You can, like herbs and plants and things, or mining. You can also help with healing, I believe, and lullaby, and so it's a buffer skill, but I wouldn't frown upon it because it's still a pretty cool skill set. And you get your little loot. And we're gonna go F1. As I just fail completely. Okay, let's just get my character to stop moving for a second. And I'm sucking at this. Okay. Let's try F1 again. What the freak? Okay, what am I doing wrong here?
Regular attack.
Well, it's glitching on me. So, okay. Well, I'm getting sick of this skill set. It's a fun skill set. Just, I guess the tutorial is glitching on me, and so I'm just going to end it because I'm usually not that bad. Okay, the puppetry skill. This is one of my favorite skill sets, but it is a difficult one for beginners. But yet again, it's one of those you just have to constantly work at to get better at. And I like it because you get like this humongous colossus puppet and this cute little pirouette puppet. And so you either get this cute little doll or this huge thing, and I just love them. So they do start out just as wooden things, and then as you level up the skills, you get other stuff. So then we get to go boom. Kick its butt. Yay. And I get to wait 8 seconds because for some reason I have to resummon it, but that's how it goes. 2 more seconds. Yay. And kick its butt. And I'm just going to stop here because I don't want the tutorial to get too long. And we're already back at the Lancer, which we're not going to even talk to because the elf can't do it. And we're just going to end it here. And you give back your equipment, and she gets the pirouette that's passed out on the floor. And guns! Because why not in a medieval set game? Would we not have guns? Or scooters? You'd understand later. And it's actually in the storyline and it makes sense, so. Somehow. Alright, F1. Let's reload. And now we shoot. Woot. And we reload. And normally you wouldn't reload like this because that's a waste of bullets. But it's a tutorial, so we'll just go boom boom. And that's basic. There are more advanced moves and things, but I'm just going to stop here and go on to the next set. And the last one is the ninja one, and that's the most newest set that they've put out, but it's been out for a couple years, so I can't really call it new. But it's a pretty fun set, but it does have some skills that take forever to train. Like, I love the Sakura skill, which is pretty cool when you have it loaded, but it takes forever to load, so yeah. And let's hope I can do this one. Let's see, there's 4. Okay. And a little pirouette still passed out over here. And 4 down. And boom. And boom. Yeah, I think the music skill is glitching on me because I'm usually not that bad at it. Alright, so those are all the skill sets that you get to choose from. At least the action ones. There are like the medicine talent and stuff like that, which I'll explain a little bit more in a bit when we get to the rebirthing. Actually, I think this might be the end of this particular video, just because there is a lot of information in this video. But yeah, oh, I need to go back to the ninja person. But yes, you get to run like a ninja in this game if you choose the ninja talent like this. And throw your shuriken at people. So I need to return these weapons because I'm not keeping them. I'll get my new ones if I choose to be a ninja. Alright, let's end this. Okay. So now I'm gonna go talk to Tin, and I think he'll just probably send me out, I hope. And if he doesn't, then I'll just end the video there. Well, either way, I'm gonna end the video. Okay. So let's talk to Tin. Or run into an invisible wall. That works too. Yay, invisible wall. And there is a small child named Tin. Yep, we got everything we wanted. We know the basics. We're good. Now let's go talk to Duncan. Woohoo! Ooh, that is a pretty outfit. Okay. Alright, so it's kind of going into rebirthing, so I am actually going to stop here. Okay, we'll just watch the opening cutscene for this, which is pretty common. It's the rebirth cutscene. You see her coming down every time. She's your person who just you meet at the beginning of the game, and then you meet her at the end, or when you're going to rebirth. And I think there's some other times in the game you meet her as well. So, thank you for watching this. I'm going to get off now. Like if you like and subscribe if you like my comment and or like my content, and comment down below if you want to say anything. So, bye bye.